Hello and welcome back, ladies, to another My Hero Academia review. This week's chapter was, well, the only way to describe it really is one of the best chapters that I think we've had in the entire series, because this chapter just brought the series to a whole new level, showing off Shigaraki, Dabi, and Mr. Compress's ability as villains, because up until now we really have not seen them fight much. I mean, we did see that tiny little moment with Dabi and Aizawa during the field trip arc, but other than that we've never really seen these guys truly been fighting. But in this chapter we even see Shigaraki as fucking assault this hero, and I mean, he doesn't really do that well because, well, I'll get into that later, because he does have a different kind of quirk which counters Shigaraki pretty well. Anyway, so the first thing that I want to talk about is of course the actual assault of Shigaraki, Dabi, and Mr. Compress, because they really showed us an interesting way of teamwork. Like, you have Mr. Compress, who, you know, he has these saved up rocks. I think he has them from the overhaul fight, because it does seem to resemble sort of rocks or concrete debris, which is of quite a big size. So I imagine he has been getting that from the fight that Deku was having with overhaul, because I mean, where else would he have been getting them unless he had them stored up from another time, you know, since far back. In Shigaraki's case, and this is what I meant by the hero, because we saw Shigaraki fighting this sand hero guy who used a quirk which kind of prevented Shigaraki from attacking him, which I thought was really good, because it kind of showed us that, you know, even Shigaraki is not this all-powerful guy. He's just a dude with a quirk, with a pretty dangerous quirk, mind you, but it's still just a quirk, and it can be countered by other quirks. And even this, I don't know if he was a pro hero or just a hero. I mean, I assume he is a pro hero, assuming that he is in fact, you know, guarding this delivery. And ultimately he was defeated by the villains, but it wasn't until Dabi helped Shigaraki that this could be done, because Shigaraki's quirk alone just wasn't enough against his hero. I mean, his quirk is deadly as shit, but you know, there's always gonna be that one quirk that you cannot counter on your own, at least not with just brute force. You may need to apply some tactics, and this wasn't really the most tactician based fight, if you know what I mean. Like, they just kind of jumped in there hoping to get in a few blows before they handled overhaul. So as I said, the Dabi kind of helped Shigaraki, and this really showed us, you know, more of Dabi's power. And we know he has these sort of black tinted flames, but we don't really know what his quirk is, and his quirk wasn't actually confirmed in this chapter, so his quirk is still a mystery, you know, as to what exactly it is. I mean, there are theories out there. I know Orpheus has one, which is really good, by the way, and we did see this sort of recoil motion when he was firing his flames in this chapter as well, which does suggest that his flames are actually dangerous to himself as well. And I thought that was a really good touch, assuming that's deliberate. I mean, I assume it is, but we'll never know until it's confirmed, I guess. Another thing that I really thought was really interesting was the interaction between Dabi and Spinner. It was like hilarious, you know, it was sort of comedy based mostly, because you see Spinner is driving the truck that they're on, and I guess he's not really driving that straight, because Dabi kind of comments that, could you drive normally please, or something like that, and Spinner's like, are you complaining about my driving skills that I learned from video games? Like, it actually reminded me of a scene in a movie called The Other Guys with Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg.
Where'd you learn to drive like that? Grand Theft Auto!
If you haven't seen that movie, it's fucking great. Anyway, so yeah, I kind of assumed that was a reference, hard to tell really, but it could be. I hope it is, honestly, because that would really add to the fact that Horikoshi likes Western movies and fiction in general, if you know what I mean. Now, Shigaraki versus Overhaul. This is where the chapter really had its quality, because we see this moment. I know me and a couple of friends have been talking about this for a while, and our theories were kind of confirmed in this chapter, not to the specific details, but to some extent. So he walks up to Overhaul, right? And Overhaul asks him, are you going to kill me? And you know, Shigaraki just wants to tease him. He's like, nope, I'm not going to kill you. I'm going to do something far worse to you. And he does something far worse. That's something you can be sure of. As we know, Overhaul's plan was to kind of get rid of the world of quirks. That's kind of the thing that he wanted to do. But as Shigaraki mentions, are you intending to get rid of a world of quirks through using your own quirk? Now that is something that I really liked hearing from Shigaraki, because he's like, hold on, let me get you free, but in doing so, you're going to lose your quirk. So he removes, well, he doesn't remove, he disintegrates Overhaul's forearms, making him effectively quirkless, because his quirk is through his hands, and he will never ever be able to use his hands again. So Shigaraki completely destroyed the future that Overhaul was hoping to have. Now, I mean, it was obviously kind of ruined when Deku was saving everything in the first place, but now it's kinda different, because now he doesn't even have a quirk anymore. You know how he was saying to Mirio that, you know, it was all for naught because now you don't have a quirk? Well, look at that, Overhaul, now you don't have a quirk either. And I really don't expect to see, you know, any more villain stuff anytime soon, because it seems like we're gonna get more to the heroes and less of the villains as of right now. And that's just because I don't really expect two villain arcs to come right after each other. And the reason for that is, of course, that this arc has been really long, you know. I doubt we're gonna get two big villain arcs right after each other, especially since the villains haven't really been doing anything that suspicious as of right now. I mean, yes, we did have this little comment of Dabi kinda leaving corpses here and there, but that wasn't really hinting to a new arc or anything. We didn't really have anything that would hint what the next arc is. The only thing we know in terms of what a next arc could be is what Pony or someone said from Class 1B, that we may be getting a shared class arc between 1A and 1B, so we could be getting that really soon. I hope so, at least. But if we don't, well, I don't really mind having something else. Like, we could be seeing Bakugo and Todoroki getting their hero licenses, possibly. I don't think so, because it's way too early. Like, we only just had the actual license exam, so I don't really see us getting into that this soon, to be honest. So, in all honesty, seeing this shared class arc is what I'm anticipating the most, because that's the arc we know is going to happen, but we don't really know when, other than the fact that it's going to happen in this semester that they're in. But yeah, other than that, I don't think I have much else to say about this chapter. I mean, it was probably the best chapter of this year, potentially the best chapter in the whole series, because, like, yeah, we have the Tamaki chapters, you know, when he was fighting the 3 Expendables, and we have some other chapters from other arcs, but this chapter really, to me personally, of course, was one of the best that we've had in the entirety of My Hero Academia, and I hope the series just goes upwards from this point. I don't really want the quality to drop, of course, and I doubt it will, because Horikoshi is a really creative writer in terms of how he does his arcs, and I expect great things to come in the future. Anyway, I think I'll be ending the video here, so let me know what you think down below in the comments. What did you think about this chapter, or something else, maybe a comment about my review? And as always, if you did, be sure to Detroit smash that like button if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you're new to my channel. This has been your favorite host, Perm, and I will see you next time.